Marketing's changed exponentially in the past 10 years. The landscape's absolutely transformed, and it's not marketeers who have driven that change, it's our consumers. And the change has been largely driven by the adoption of digital and the adoption of smartphones, which has transformed marketing. In line with marketing being transformed, marketing research also needs to transform. It needs to better understand the context of the connected consumer and work with our clients to help them to access digital data sources, but also to provide advice about marketing in a digital world and insights in a digital world. The first is to understand the wealth of touch points available, understand the ones that are most meaningful to our customers, and then begin to manage that dialogue with a customer. The most successful brands are those who know where their consumer is spending time, what they expect from brands who want to participate in those environments. So for example, different social platforms, and they're flexing their creative muscle to tell their stories in a way that are delivered effectively on those platforms. In the 1960s, we had television, we had print media, we had out of home, we had radio. And they were pretty much the ways in which we could communicate with our customers. Today, we have a proliferation of touch points that are all powered by and driven by digital. We have many, many more opportunities to engage with our customer. And it's actually no longer just a one-way conversation. It's not about brands broadcasting their message and customers waiting to receive it. It's a two-way conversation as well. In traditional, there really wasn't a conversation. It was about a brand sharing their message, and it was very much one way. And digital has democratized the landscape, if you like, and the consumer has a voice. And the consumer is used to being able to share their opinions and share their ideas, and they expect a response. People are looking for lots of different responses from brands, potentially in the same touch point. So we conduct an annual study called Connected Life, and in that we see that people, for example, would take to social media, and they're prepared to engage with brands on social media, so that makes social a brand building platform, but they're also expecting to be able to access customer service on social media, making it a customer service platform. And actually, increasingly, they're using it to influence their purchase decisions. So it makes it a shopper marketing channel. So the customer is coming to social media expecting a response from the brand or content from the brand that relates to all of these different needs. So there's a great opportunity for brands there, but it also needs to be very carefully managed. In most organisations, brand marketing, customer service, shopper marketing are not one team. So organisations need to work really hard to make sure that they are able to flex within their organisation so that they can respond to the customer in an appropriate, timely and effective manner, so that they get the benefit of the customer approaching them and asking for a conversation. If a consumer is coming to us with a question, a comment, a concern, a request for information, we need to be able to respond, and we need to be able to respond in a timely and appropriate manner. And the challenge is that the teams that should be best placed to respond from a content perspective aren't always the teams that own the touch point, if you like, with the customer. So to illustrate that, one team may be responsible for monitoring social media. And then if they're getting requests that are based around customer service or complaint, then they need to make sure they have a very close working relationship with the customer service team that can deliver in real time. We've seen the decline of broadcast TV in many markets globally, and we've seen an explosion in the use of online, on-demand video content. But broadcast TV does still have a role to play. What we do see is that there's an amplifier effect. If broadcast and social are used together, then it can actually support a brand or an organisation in getting their message to land even more effectively. So there's an opportunity for organisations to think about how they use traditional mass media with digital media to really get a multiplier effect with what they're trying to achieve. With the multitude of touch points that are available, it's about brands thinking about how they can be most efficient. Which are the touch points that are going to deliver most value to their brand? And that's not an easy question to answer, but it's one that they can answer because, again, the digital world allows them to measure what's happening at lots of different stages of the customer journey. There's been a democratization of the relationship between brands and consumers. So the balance of power, initially for a while it went in favour of the consumer, and now I think it's a little bit more equal again between brands and consumer. But the relationship has changed, and it's changed fundamentally. We see in a digital environment again, people can wear their loyalty as a badge, and people who are loyal to a brand can use their loyalty to drive advocacy and to share and to amplify the message to other people. So a very loyal, brand loyal person who's also very digitally active is actually something pretty positive for a brand.